allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor the Texas flag.
I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
This is Garner. He 2015 graduate of Fairfield High School. He's going to be a senior at Lamar University. Plays football down there. Is a criminal justice major, and so he's been following me around and maybe figuring out what to do, maybe what not to do. I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see how he feels at the end of the month.
And the rest of the story is his mother.
Oh, his mom is Shonda Tippin. She works for Judge Hamilton.
Hamilton, Precinct 2.
Yes.
We all know her, so we wanted to recognize that also. But we're glad to have you here. We had a long day yesterday, didn't we?
Yeah, I was able to put him to work yesterday. We had a lot of people running back and forth, and so yeah, he got to see exactly how it works in court, and so it was a good day.
Question for him: will you learn anything from him?
Yes, sir.
You ain't lying.
I prepped him pretty well before coming in here.
We learned what to do or what not to do, but either way,
he can take it how it is. So,
thank you. Glad to have you. Any other comments? Well, we're waiting on the minutes. Just a minute.
Judge Grant, minutes say you were present.
Well, I'm so sorry. Always good to know.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I see what you today. So I apologize.
Yeah, you up here.
At the regular meeting, I was not here.
You're right.
Thank you.
You're right.
I pointed that out.
You're right.
Moving to appoint Commissioner Ridge as the first one.
it won't ever come up again until we get, obviously, it will never come up again until we get the information from Falls County. We're waiting on that, so until they get that, it can't be put back, or shouldn't be put back on here. It's the way I interpreted what we did.
Second.
All in favor, aye? Any opposed, none, motion carried. Item number 2 is budget transfers and amendments.
Just me.
Yes,
I have
sir.
a question about number 2. The strength. We're taking money out of contingency and we're putting it in this straight maintenance. Right, we don't take it out of other places that they have money in their budget to move stuff to do.
Well, we could if they have available money. This was a larger amount than we normally would have for that, and we probably didn't budget quite enough in that line item. Is there money in?
Excuse me.
I mean, I don't know what they've got coming up or what their expenses are gonna be. I mean, there is money, but I don't know what they're gonna be using. I know they got another expense that's got a little bit in it. But like I say, they pay ID cards and other things like that with it. So it's kind of would be up to them. I mean, there's money there, but it's just, I don't know if it's set for.
And what happens if they get paid that money, if they get paid for those?
It does not offset the expense line item.
I know, but if they get paid for it, does that money go back in that line item, or does it go somewhere
No,
else?
it does not go into the expense line item. It goes into a revenue line item. And so it would not go back into that for them to spend for something else. No.
No, I mean, but can it go back in there for them to spend for a straight maintenance or whatever?
It's just like in the road and bridge, when the tax money comes in, it goes into the revenue account. It doesn't go down into your sand and gravel account,
But I can move it out of there and send it gravel, can I?
not out of the revenue part. You can move anything around that's down in your expense section.
I guess my main concern is that we need to be fairly careful on what we take out of contingency, because we're getting very short, and then we get to the end and we get down there and we maybe could have saved some things that could have been taken out somewhere else. I mean, that's all I.
Generally on the strays, how much expense do we have at each time? Is it usually $150 for the person to pick it up? It's just small.
Yeah, it depends on what the cowboy charges to pick it up, and you have storage. And then if you have to have a x-ray sale or something like that. From my understanding, there was less budgeted in that line item this year than the previous year.
And we kind of look at what the history has been and budget based on that. But usually, if I'm recalling correctly, we don't have this large of an expense, $800 and something at a time. We budget, enough that hopefully we can buy for the year at $150 or so for each session, each incident, I guess you'd say. But there, it could be one horse or one.
What did we catch? What cost us
What did we catch?
It was several, there was longhorn cattle,
Yes.
then there were some other cattle, and there were some horses. It's $8 a day per head.
Yes.
And then I believe that they have to be held at the facility for a certain amount of time. And then the notice, but that it was quite a
It
few.
was a lot more than had to be a one horse or 2 cows, so there was a lot more expense than normal on that. And is there someplace else that we could if we transfer it out of someplace else into the Australia line item, will we then have to come back and the line item we transferred it out be short, and then we'd have to go to contingency for something else anyway? But we can do that. We can can certainly do that if that's what, and see if we can make it that way. What other line item could we use?
I mean, they've got $2,100 in other expense. And, you know, like I say, I don't know what they've got planned for that or whatever, but.
Why don't we do this then? Why don't we just pay it out of that other expense, and then if they run out of the funds in that, then we'll look at what's been spent and see what we need to transfer in at that time. Is that what y'all are suggesting?
Sounds good to me.
All right, sounds good to me too. Okay, we'll change that.
I'll let the sheriff know.
Sorry?
I'll let the sheriff know.
Okay. Thank you.
So we'll be able to go ahead
We're going to
and move
delete
it
that one.
in this meeting
Yeah, we probably need to go ahead and move it. Can we do it here?
and go ahead and pay it.
Pay that bill?
Yes.
Yes, let's go do
We're
it.
not actually moving anything, she's just going to recode it to a different, rather than, no, it's already coded to that.
Yes, all I'm gonna do is, just, when I enter it, I'm gonna enter it in just a little bit, or,
Is there enough money in the stray maintenance to pay this bill?
no.
So then we will need to move some money from other into the stray man.
Yes,
Straight
yes, we
maintenance.
just need to, instead of the contingency, I need to mark through that.
I'm gonna mark through that right now, and instead of contingency, we're gonna say other, so that it's already on here to be approved.
Yes, and I guess if everybody, or if y'all put it on the minutes or whatever, that's what we're gonna do, and,
We
then I'll.
haven't approved these yet, so if we change that, you may want to print out a different one so it'll look a little neater. I wrote
Okay.
all over mine.
I've got one.
All right, perfect. All right, then. So, anything else?
And do we know, do we know how much is left in contingency?
There was like 52,000 or something like that. I don't have it, I can go look.
No, that's just a little bit, okay.
All right, we have a motion with that change. Do we have a motion to approve the budget transfers and amendments?
And I say,
All right, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None, motion carried. We have any payroll? No, ma'am. Sure need a check. Okay. We'll go to item number 5 for reports.
we're gonna skip paying the bills.
Well, you know, I'm thinking,
We're gonna skip paying the bills this morning.
I think we will. We'll save
All right.
something. Let's go back to number 3 and approve and pay bills.
You know you give me a hard time about that.
And it is a separate line item, so yes, we do need to address that. Glasses on.
Where's that? Where's it at? In the courthouse?
Yes. It's an internet connection. It's a, I should say, a backup to our internet through Windstream. Net data. Net data. Well, the service is net data.
Net data's on the Windstream side, everything else is on the Northern cable side, but in case that something happens on the Windstream side, then it'll kick over to the Northern cable side to keep it up and running, so we don't ever lose a connection.
So we got a system and a backup system.
Well, part of net data is on Windstream, but we have other things that are on the Northland cable side. Sometimes, if it gets overloaded, it has to kick over to the other, but since we back up to the cloud, we have to have a backup.
The cloud?
Some of us run over clouds all the time, that's another story.
Is that the iCloud? Is that the iCloud? Got you.
And that's more than I really understand about all that, obviously, but anyway.
I think it's keep the cloud.
Yes, that's a good way to do it. Y'all re-reviewing the bills?
I make a motion that we approve the bill.
All in favor, aye. Any opposed? None. Motion carried. We do not have payroll, so now we'll go to reports. I have an April report from the county clerk's office. A report for April from Senior Services. Anybody else have a report?
May, senior service,
Well, it's done in May, but it says for April.
4 acres. I don't have those.
You want a copy of it? You can review it and then give it to Linda Jarvis, we can make you a copy. Any report that you want to see, the county clerk has it, scanned in. and we got it there.
A second.
All in favor, aye. That last figure, Andy, that trust account, sometimes in probate or guardianship, things have to be held in trust, and that is held through the county. That's what that 58,000 is, it's not in there. Okay, item number 6 is the burn ban.
I make a motion to put it on.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, aye. Opposed? None, motion carried. Item number 7, well, I've got it right here, let's sign this before we get out of here. Call you back. I'll take that. Thank you. Special road use agreements, anyone?
I do. It's bond on, it's $45,000 bond from a different company. That's all it is, on 5/32, and $45,000 bond on 5/21, and 5/34. $0
Is there somewhere for y'all to sign? We'll double check. Is that a motion?
Yes, ma'am.
Do we have a second? All in favor, aye. Motion carried. Anyone else have a special road use agreement? Permit on? usually just one spring, they help you.
Nope.
I do have some bonds and education certificates.
Two
no
different
roads, no more learning agreements. I have a bond for Christy Ann's, $5,000. And an education certificate from Cinnamon Archibald for her 20-hour JP seminar. Do we have any other bonds or education certificates?
Make a motion to approve.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All in favor, aye. Motion carries. You'll find where to sign.
Yes, ma'am.
Says, I do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the duties of the office. I know, that is, yeah, but I'm not, this is not my bond. This is the last part. Let's look at it. Thank you. Item number 10 is discuss requirements for insurance for contract services. Bridge, I believe you're one first to this. Whoop, I skipped number 9. There go my glasses on. Item number 9, discuss flood damage prevention ordinance. We have had a flood insurance program for years, but our prior one was probably 15 years old, so they had sent us an updated authorization. And we are a part of the flood control insurance program. And I think y'all have had it, and had the opportunity to look at it, and I don't think it's really any different. I couldn't see any difference from what we've done. This is updated language in here. And all we're talking about today is the ordinance. You have a motion to approve that?
I'll make that motion.
It may should be something, called something besides ordinance, so I'll check on that that part of the language. But other than that, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, aye. Any opposed? None. Motion carried. Thank you. Item number 10 is to discuss the requirements for insurance for contract services. We have discussed this in years past. However, we couldn't find the discussion and the approval. I'm sure it's somewhere in Commissioner's Court from past years, but Pilar had searched that and we could not find it. But I think Craig, you wanted us to discuss this again, so we'll just start afresh on it.
I just know that whenever I got here, when we were told that whenever we hired somebody like that did our mowing, we had people contract do mowing, people contract do certain things, that they had to be bonded, they had to be insured, and they had to be mowing. So, I mean, we made some of them do it, so I'm just trying to get do we have to do that? I mean, do they have to be bonded, insured? And now, you could take it to somebody if it wasn't on county property. If they came on county property and did something, they had to.
Even for repairs.
Even for repairs.
But,
Is that the way you understood it, Greg, when we first went in office?
yeah.
I mean, you
But
could take it to
I couldn't
them.
find what we had approved at that time.
We
We
could-
couldn't find it in the.
You could take it to them and they can do it, but
Yes.
if they came to you or were on county property or on county roads, they had to have all this. So I'm just trying to get a clarification.
And then there, at the time, there was discussion about, we do use a lot of small businesses to do that. They had trouble getting the insurance. So I don't know where we went from
we ought to be insured, bonded, to protect us and them.
Now, when we say insured and bonded, is that the same thing? Having a bond?
Kind of think it is. I talked to Michael Martin back yesterday, he's got this, he does work with youth over and everywhere, and, he's got that $1 million umbrella. Talked to Rick, Tree Service, Rick Kelly, he's got the $1 million umbrella, protects him, it protects his workers, it protects him where he is working.
Yes.
And,
You know, if you hire,
It's always have to be $1 million.
that's just, I mean, yeah.
the ones I had hired, the ones that work for me, you have to, I'll make them do that, put it on file here before they ever do any work. So I mean, it's, I understand that the other smaller ones, then, might not have that.
Not that fancy. They generally figure it in to what their charges are.
Which is fine.
We had when we worked at TE, last year. We should figure it in.
That's fine, well, that's 1295 on the bridge, all that is passed under the county. I don't know how much that's cost the county, got 1295 on the bridge, that is, just to make sure that they do their work.
Now, the 1295 just has to do with the contract, but we do require that there is a bid that they furnish insurance for that bid. But we're talking about when we don't get a bid, just regular contract services.
You know, like somebody goes out, and they say they'll do the road for $40 an hour, and somebody does $50 an hour, and so but they still have to have the same kind of insurance.
So what is the motion if there's a motion?
I just want to discuss, I mean, what do y'all think? Do we need to have that? I think we need to have it. I mean, I don't mind making a motion.
We may need more discussion. Are we ready for
Yeah,
a
we may-
motion or
we
we
may.
need more discussion?
I think they need to be insured, go for us. I don't know what-
And I think
but
that
hate
is what we
for-
voted on back then, but we couldn't find it in the minutes, and I didn't have a written policy, so we're going to have one now.
I mean, we might ask, but is there some legal thing, right? I mean, would we be, I mean,
I think about looking at the issue, I think the best policy is for somebody to be insured and bonded. I think the potential problem is, for instance, I forget when it happened, it was in 2017, we had somebody doing work on the jail, just doing minor welding work, right? And I think the problem for that individual was to get the type of bonding we were talking about was going to cost so much for that individual welder, right? And so I think the only downside into requiring it across the board would be for some of this minor work that we're just getting kind of local individuals that do good work, but that are coming in. We're not getting companies from Waco or Dallas or places like that. They may not have that bond, but that's not to say that we shouldn't do something like this, because I think from a legal standpoint, the best policy is what y'all are saying, that they need to have some sort of insurance or bonding or both to protect us. So I'm just bringing up that minor downside but I think the major upside for us is having them, if they come on our property, having some sort of protection for everybody.
I think, I remember that too, and I think the thing is you're right, we would pay for that if we make people be bonded and all of that, like we did with the jailhouse. And so we're gonna have to ask ourselves, are we gonna be willing to pay for that when we wasn't willing to pay when the jailhouse had that issue? And we said, okay, because it was gonna cost so much more money and the guy could do it, we wavered that. And so I think those are the things that we have to look at. I mean, what type of work are we talking about? What type of risk is it going to be?
You got to be on the county road mowing or working, or in the courthouse, but what I'm thinking about on the county road, and there's an accident involving another car, I mean, who?
Yeah, and again,
You got it contracted, but
and I'll be very clear, I'm bringing up that minor downside, but I think that there is definitely some liability issues by having somebody in the courthouse that's up on a ladder,
Yeah.
falls off the ladder, or, you know, come up with any scenario that you want. And I forget what happened with that welder, because I think I think he may have gotten some protection for us at the end of the day. So I'm, like I said, without
I don't
going.
remember that we waived it.
He got something, he just didn't get as much as what we needed.
But, so even that negative, that individual was able to go get some sort of protection before he came back on. So, like I said, I'm just kind of bringing that up, and I think even then, Clyde, he was able to go out and get something to make everybody happy if there was some potential issue with it. So, like I said, I think the best policy for the county is to have something in place for protection. I think we just need to look at what are we specifically going to require. You know, is it going to be $1 million umbrella? Is it going to be something less than that? I don't know what that answer is, but I think that's kind of what needs to be explored.
How about if we do this? How about if we, if you look into writing up a little policy for us, give us some options, and then we can, when we come back next week, let's look at that, make a firm decision on the options.
Absolutely.
As to how much insurance and.
Absolutely, and do we have a somewhat running list of the people that have come on to the property and done work for us for the past 2, 3, 4, 5 years? And so I think we can kind of cross-reference, you know, who are we using and what do they have?
And we just try to use local people for, you know,
But just because they're local, I mean, they don't have to have the insurance.
Right.
No doubt.
You know, I hate to not use local people when they could probably do it cheaper, but if they're not insured, I don't want them working the county.
Yeah.
I think we owe it to our taxpayers to have everything insured. I think that's our job, to be the county commissioners. But another thing comes to my mind, is you got a rope cow on the side of the road straight, and a horse throws his cow off. Has he got insurance? No. I don't know no cowboy's got no insurance. I mean, really, I mean, he said, doesn't get hurt as anybody.
Well, and I think we're wrestling a big issue. I think this is a big issue. I think we need to come to the right conclusion, and I think that's a good point. I mean, we have a lot of people out doing work for the county, and so are we going to start, you know, if we make this broad policy, are we talking about cowboys that go do work for us? Are we talking about, I think we need to make sure that if we make a policy, we understand exactly what we're asking for, and I think asking for it's not the problem, but just understanding the potential negatives of people that do work for us on kind of a monthly basis, if it may impact them.
And try to address that all at the same time.
All at the same time, and maybe get in touch with them and come up with a solution for them, and for them to understand what we're going to be asking for moving forward, so they can get the insurance they need.
It will cost the county more.
Yeah.
To require that.
It will, but that.
It cost $150 to catch a cow, may cost $350. But you're covered.
I'm very, I agree, and I'm my mindset is very risk averse, so I think that extra cost, and I'm not a commissioner, so I don't, you know, control the budget by any means, but I think that extra cost would make me sleep a lot better at night, knowing that the protection is there. But I think, you know, again, we have to explore what extra costs are we talking about across the board.
Yeah.
All right, so we're not going to put that on this next one, because I don't know if you'll have time to have it by then, but whenever you're ready, let's come back and put it on the agenda.
Yes, ma'am.
But it's, as of this moment, it's my understanding that was our policy, that people didn't have to have insurance to work for the county, but we're just trying to renew that and recall it, since we can't find the written policy. Okay, let's go to item number 11, Government Capital Corporation right assignment. And this was on the lease purchase agreement for precinct 1 tracking. And we just want to approve the assignment. The Government Capital Corporation is going to assign that agreement to someone else.
I'll make a motion to approve.
All in favor, aye? Motion carried. Item number 12, discuss and approve updated agreement for release of driver records to government entities. Did that be?
It was approved actually in court last October, but the lady, she came back, and of course, I didn't know anything about it, I wasn't involved in it, but she wouldn't accept the one that Donna had filled out, she just didn't get it to her. And so because all the names had changed on it and everything, she wanted one with my name on it because Donna was not here as an auditor anymore, so she wouldn't accept it. So we just need to, I filled it out, and we just need to get that back to her.
All right.
Make a motion to approve.
All in favor, aye. Motion carried.
Who seconded, I'm sorry.
Who seconded? Thank you, all right. Budget workshop. The only thing we have for budget workshop today is that we are going to be passing out the requests for elected officials to fill out their budget forms, and they're due back in
June the 8th.
June the 8th. So we'll be passing those out today, and then we'll begin that process, the budget process. Item number 4, sir.
When do we get anything from Lisa? Or when do we get something from?
Well, now, we had it up this, the time before, that was just the estimated though. Estimated value. We don't get our actual value, certified values until the end of July. So
You
we
already
just,
got some from us?
right,
And we were down with
it's about 6%, I recall. Item number 14 is to approve the Southwest International Trust credit line for county purchases.
we went over there those days to get a part for a truck. So we got over there and we didn't have, we couldn't get it. So we come on back and we didn't take this car, we didn't pay for it, we didn't take up the car. We need to approve the credit line. And,
They just wouldn't send us a W-9 and let us give them a PO. They wouldn't do that, it was required.
we got to fill all this out and send it in.
Well, yes, I have to bring it to our office and take care of it.
All right, do we have a motion?
I make it motion.
All in favor, aye. Motion carried.
And when will this get done? When can we go get my car? How long will it take?
Well, we can get that done today and sent back to them, and let me call them and find out, you know, when,
I shall need the car.
okay. Well, we'll find out today, and I'll call you.
Comments from commissioners, court members?
Early voting is going, and it's going very strong, and there's been a big turnout. I couldn't tell you exactly how we're doing.
Early voting is
Yes.
where? Just here, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am. Community center.
Community center.
So it's not gonna be anywhere else, just at the community center?
That's correct.
Early voting.
Early voting only.
Is it next Tuesday?
Yes, sir. And
Next
there will be-
Tuesday, we vote everywhere.
Except for, number 12 is to number 1. And Laney is going to June. So Liberty is going to their,
The language gonna go to you.
yes, sir.
So we're gonna have proper notifications on the door where they normally vote at, so they'll know that they voted.
I will make sure that's done.
Thank you.
We turn you back into you.
I'm just getting psyched up for waking up early next Tuesday.
All right, any other comments? Not, we're adjourned.